of where the dioxane really is over time. You can see the years change up in the upper right. We want an effective, protective, community acceptable cleanup that doesn't transfer costs and risk to the public and doesn't allow dioxane to spread to any more water supplies at detectable levels or to basements where vapors can harm occupants. We need regulatory agencies and local community support framework that works effectively for the duration of the cleanup, which is a very long time. So here we have some shots of the plume. Here are the township wells that might be impacted if it spreads. That's Scio Township, Ann Arbor Township. We pan back, here's the city of Ann Arbor. So this is a huge contamination problem that affects all three of these jurisdictions. So I said very long time. This is a time, a couple of stochastic models that Larry Lemke and his graduate students put together. So the average time for dioxane travel east from Wagner Road to the river, 74 years to 351 years. So I'm not going to be around 74 years, let alone 351 years. So we have to set up the regulatory agencies to be ready for this, for the life of the cleanup. This will require locating, organizing, and linking all available institutional, stakeholder, and community information about the site. Now, there's been some uncertainties introduced by omissions in data management and mistakes in reporting and analysis, which increase the probabilities of plume expansion that could affect more drinking water sources and human exposures sometime in the life of the cleanup. Uncertainties should be minimized. Dioxane might not vaporize into people's homes at dangerous levels, but to know that, we need proactive, ongoing sampling to assure this, not just whenever they feel like it. Dioxane may not spread to township wells north of, as it goes to Barton Pond, but to know that, we need to fill in the monitoring gaps. There's several monitoring gaps we pointed out in recent meetings. I tell people that Paul Gelman must be doing a great job because they've removed more dioxane than they said was down there. But of course, they refuse to calculate how much is left, and the DEQ is not required to do that. We want annual mass calculations to help determine where the purging is working well and where it is not. Currently, Paul shows data on their maps and diagrams that is not in their database, nor in the supposedly complete DEQ reconstituted database. The state also has sampling data that is not in the official database. There should be a complete, central, up-to-date, reliable, official database that all stakeholders can access. We should have full access to all the data about Paul Gelman's dioxane in our waters of the state. You know, I'm worried about decisions that are made behind closed doors. Too many decisions have been made with incomplete understanding and without benefit of local communities' support. Legal maneuvering has benefited the company and added cost and risk to the public. Now, I can say here that I'm not a party to any case, so I can talk to you about facts, where most of the people up here can't.
We're not party.
And you're not a party, right? I said most. Right. So, it's important that the legal process move forward, but it's also important that the public stay informed. The time scale. And keeping everybody informed and up to date about the site is a challenge, even for the limited 24 years that I've been involved. During that time, we've had Gelman Sciences turn into Paul, turn into Danaher, turn back into Paul Life Sciences and Gelman being given some money for 30 years to take care of the cleanup. The state regulatory agency has gone from the DNR to the DEQ to the DNR and back to the DEQ. The dioxane cleanup standard has gone from 3 parts per billion to 77 parts per billion to 85 parts per billion, and now back down to 7.2 parts per billion. We've had a whole raft of citizen groups working on this for years, culminating with the IPC and now CARD, Coalition for Action on the Remediation of Dioxane. And we'd like CARD to go forward and be the central agency to take care of this for as long as it needs to be. So CARD welcomes any of you who feel that you have skills that could help the effort. Because right now, there's a limited number of resources. So thank you very much.